Welcome back, crew, to Boats vs. Haulover, where man and machine take on Mother Nature down at Haulover Inlet, Miami, Florida, and we are starting out fast and strong as our crew coming out winds up stuffing the bow multiple times in this metal shark as they start to work their way out. But in all fairness, it is a rough day here. We've got over 20-mile-an-hour winds, outgoing tide, captains are gonna struggle today, kind of like we see this crew doing here. Now, in all fairness, the boat appears to be handling this pretty well. I mean, it's kind of designed to handle these conditions, take that water over the bow, and to still kind of deliver a little bit of a soft ride. I mean, nothing looks crazy out of the ordinary other than the amount of water they're taking over the bow, but all of it's flushing right off the back of this boat. But let's switch over to the BVH air cam as the sun's kind of killing our shot here, and here we go, much better image. Here we can see as this vessel is working its way out, they're taking the slow roll approach and paying the price as waves just continue to stuff right over the bow of the boat. The bow's riding awfully low. I'm assuming they've got some extra weight up there, or maybe it's just the way the boat's designed in general, but overall, the ride doesn't look rough, but we only have a few rules on BVH. 1, kids with no life jackets, automatic loss. 2, if you stuff the bow, which they have done over and over again, unfortunately it's an automatic loss, which means the boats are going to have to pay the Haulover tax man a little early on this one, and Haulover's going to take a win here in the first round. But if this is any indication of what our day looks like, man, it is going to be a rough day for the captains as they step in the ring and try and do battle with the inlet. And this is going to bring us to the second round of our competition, where we're going to feature an Azimuth 40 stepping in the ring to try and do battle, and my man's not playing. Captain has the throttle laid down in this boat, but I think he's in for a big surprise as he starts to make his way out. It's a whole lot rougher, I'm guessing, than this guy's anticipating, but he looks pretty good, and there we go. Haulover starts throwing haymakers, and my man almost losing the cushions in the bow of the boat here. They're going to have to slow it down. But I'm going to admit that was a pretty valiant effort to try and become a part of Team Full Send. And here we can see it from the sky. Our guy just lays into the throttle, thinks he's going to get on top of the waves and let this boat ride it out. But then all of a sudden, Haulover starts throwing some heavy punches, and our crew winds up having to back down on the throttle. Now, the good news, our crew doesn't wind up stuffing the bow, but I'll almost guarantee this one. The reason they slowed down, stuff inside this yacht was falling down right after they hit that first big wave, and all of a sudden Captain's like, whoa, what am I doing? Let me back off the throttle. So in this instance, even though they didn't stuff the bow, Haulover's completely diverted their plan, and unfortunately for this crew, I'm gonna have to give this one to Haulover as well. And that's gonna take us into the third round of our competition with Haulover up 2-0. The boats have to make a comeback. They have to make a stand here, and here we've got a Sea Hunt Gamefish 30 working its way toward the mouth of Haulover Inlet. And as you can see in these images, I mean, it is an extremely rough day. This crew's battling a really heavy following sea and is going to have to be careful. And I can't tell, it almost looks like they lightly stuffed it, but they were down behind the trough of a wave and we couldn't see it. We're going to have to go to the sky cam to take a better look at it, but here we can see they're entering toward the mouth of Haulover. Things look okay. They're trying to keep the bow high, but once again, a following sea's difficult to navigate sometimes, and the crew's looking like they're trying to power their way through it. Right here, we're going to see him come down into a trough, and let's see, they're going to hit the wave in front of them here in a moment, and it knocks them and they stuff it. They did wind up stuffing it. Our guy in the bow winds up soaked. And man, this was a brutal day for the boats, as the boats wind up losing all 3 rounds in our contest, and unfortunately that means the boats are going to take a loss in this episode. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Boats vs. Haulover. If you did, please check out our other content. We have Wavy Boats, who does a bunch of great things down at Haulover Inlet. My channel, Broncos Guru, does some great comedy boating videos there as well. And of course, we've got the Miami Boat Ramps channel that focuses on all the hilarity that happens at the boat ramps in South Florida. And if you guys haven't already, go ahead and drop an anchor on the subscribe button here.